The 100 Show, where we keep it 100. The 100 Show.
Welcome back to the 100 Show, where we keep it 100. Welcome, everybody. Hope you guys have had a splendid week. I've had one hell of a busy week, guys. I'm so close to graduating college. I had to do my senior project recital last night. It's practically like giving a thesis to receive your doctorate, but I'm not getting a doctorate. I'm only getting a bachelor's. But it's the equivalent. It's like the final thing, like the final seal of approval for them to say, yes, you may now receive your degree. So, I've been working on that all week, stressing. That part is done. I'm done with that part. I just have to do a couple more assignments for another class, and that is it. Thank God. I'm so sick and tired of college. I'm so sick and tired of being around liberal professors. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of being in that communist indoctrination camp that they failed to indoctrinate me in, by the way. Absolutely failed.
Nice. You're a insurrectionist.
I'm actually gonna take screenshots of all these, like, it's that way, I don't get doo-dooed on before I graduate, but I have a bunch of stuff I want to share my experiences in college and stuff that is just absolutely terrible. But we'll get that after I get that diploma, after it's been secured.
Once you walk across that stage, you can link those. You can link those screenshots.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. Yeah. Your thing last night was pretty cool.
Thanks.
Learned a lot. I was like, I need to hire him for the podcast.
Yeah, he needs to hire me for the 100 show. I essentially, my project was like me and one of my best friends, him and I recorded, we produced a song live on stage. So we had a lo-fi hip hop beat that we wanted to make live on stage. So I had him come up and play all the parts of the beat, and then all I did was kind of mix it and master it and enhance the music and, make a final product. And lo-fi hip-hop is pretty simple, pretty easy to make, and the songs are fairly short. They're usually only like a minute to a minute and a half long. So this song was about a minute long, so it was perfect for that amount, needed for a lo-fi track. Yeah, it was fun. I'm sure I passed. All the people on my committee judging my recital were pretty pleased with everything. They said everything went well, so I'm pretty sure I've secured it in the bag of graduating. So, yeah.
I think so too. I mean, I may just be biased.
I think the only reason I would not graduate is if any of them ever saw this podcast. They probably would not want me to. They probably would cancel me.
Let him graduate if you see this.
Just because I have a different opinion than you does not mean you have to shut me down simply because I think differently. Because, leftists like to foam at the mouth when you have a different opinion than them. I like to, absolutely crumble and shiver and scratch their necks like a meth addict when somebody disagrees with.
It's like when, a demon manifests. That's like them. Like when they hear an opposite, like a stance they don't agree with. It's like a demon manifesting. Like they can't control themselves. It just comes out of them. And
I have something that I want to show. Keep going though. Speaking about demon manifesting.
So I mean, if you're not familiar with the spiritual realm, so there's two sides. There's the good side and the evil side. You got demons and angels. So whenever, say, I've experienced this personally in India. We were out, ministering to the village, and we were in this church that they built, and we're just praying for everybody. We one of us gave a little message to the people, and then we were going around praying for everybody, and then all of a sudden you hear this girl screaming, rolling on the floor.
Demon manifesting before your eyes. Here's the thing. By the way, this episode's we're gonna be talking about a lot more spiritual stuff, a lot more theological stuff. Like I said, if you've watched any episodes of the show, Trey and I have said we're both very, very strong in our faith. Christians, we We believe that we've been, forgiven for our sins by the blood of Jesus Christ. We firmly believe that. And like I said, that's why our faith in the Lord dictates what we believe. Of course. Like I said, we're not afraid to proclaim that, and we're not going to shy away from that ever on this show. That's always the basis, of our beliefs is our faith in the Lord. But keep going, Trey.
So this lady keeps rolling around, screaming, and that's like a demon manifesting, because we're praying for everybody. Like the
stuff is real, dude.
Yeah, the presence of God is
real.
like there. So and demons hate that. So and they're like, so God, when Jesus died, and he died for our sins, and like the Holy Spirit came down after he left, gave us the power that he has to cast out demons and do all that. We have dominion over them now. So whenever they see us praying for people and doing his work, they don't like that. So this lady got all upset. Well, she didn't, but the demon inside her got all upset. She started rolling around, causing a scene. So we all had to pray for her. We started praying, and she eventually she calmed down. And then whenever you cast a demon out, you're not supposed to just let them go. You gotta replace it with something, because they can always come back. So we prayed for her, did the salvation prayer, got her saved, and yeah. That was like my first experience.
Yeah, with same thing. I've never experienced seeing demonic manifestation until then. It was pretty crazy. It was wild.
I think we were together.
Yeah, we were together. We were. Trey and I were together. In case y'all didn't know, me and Atreo and my wife, she was also along with us on the trip. It was before we were married. We went to a trip to India. We talked about it last episode. We talked about pollution and stuff, and the horrors that some people live in India just makes me much more grateful than I live in the United States.
Yeah,
those people struggle over there, and Christianity is not.
It's illegal, isn't it? It's illegal.
It's
to preach
not
over there.
Illegal, but it's like conversion is illegal, and what else?
What we were doing was illegal.
Yeah, it's a very, very small religion. Not very, it's not very prominent. It's like maybe 1% to 2% of the people.
Christian
in India are Christians, and the rest of it's just like all Hindu and all these idols and stuff. But speaking of a demon manifesting itself, this is one of my favorite clips of all time, and this is when Donald Trump got inaugurated, the infamous clip. And this is a stupid YouTube ad. I do not care. It's an ad for Rumble. Okay, cool. I know about Rumble. We are on Rumble. But this clip right here, this is absolutely, guys, this is music to my ears, okay? I hope this happens in 2024. This is just music to my ears. I love hearing it every time.
Trump is now president of the United States. What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time anywhere the 45th president of the United States of America, Donald Trump.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
I am so sorry to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
Yeah, it was. Because that's why he got voted in.
There's so much potential for beauty and for devastation. In this one moment, it's almost incomprehensible that they can exist right now.
And we are grateful
so close.
Obama.
That's why I make that comparison, because whenever
oh my god,
it's like the same thing.
It is the same thing. It's like Donald Trump is the president. No! Meanwhile, I'm like, yes.
Any Republican,
yes.
Any Republican or any bill that they don't like, no.
Yeah, they start like shaking and like having convulsions of like
it's the same thing.
Oh my god, are you like misgender them?
Yeah,
you misgendered me. I'm like, oh my god, bro. These people take this thing way too serious. Yeah! I'm like, yes, music to my ears of leftist meltdowns. That's an example of demon manifestation right there. Speaking about demon manifestation, I'm sure a lot of you heard of what happened this week. It made some news. Good old Satancon.
I saw some clips.
Look, man, like I said, this show's going to be a lot more about, spiritual stuff and talking about, Satan and God and good and evil. I was telling a trail, you know what? And not just a trail, but people that watch the show and friends around me. What the heck? Sorry. My wife just texted me. Text her back after the show. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So we're going to talk about God and good and evil. And I was saying that I was talking to a trail and others that are watching this show and people that are around me in my life. It's crazy that we talk politics, and this show's about politics. I personally love politics. A trail hates politics. I like politics.
I don't like it.
But we're kind of forced into this political realm because everything has been politicized, like we've talked about in past episodes. Everything has become freaking politicized. Moral issues have become politicized. I'm like, why are we politicizing morality? Why are we politicizing certain things? For example, the LGBTQ movement has been politicized. Guess what? It happens to be on the left. If you're on the left, you must be for LGBTQ. If you're on the right, you must be anti-LGBTQ, whatever. Same thing with abortion. Abortion has been politicized. It's a moral issue. We've politicized all these freaking moral issues. It's kind of become this good versus evil. And I've been telling everyone, it's like we're not even voting about politics. We're voting on what morality, where our lines of morality are on. Like that's what we're voting on. We're voting based on morals, no longer political beliefs.
Yeah. It's not policies or what they're gonna do with the foreign policy or what they're gonna do with our tax money. I mean, it is still that.
It is still that.
It's the majority and like what everybody's talking about.
People
the
are not voting
big
on that.
things are moral. They're all moral subjects.
People are voting based on their moral feelings instead of, the actual things that matter as a country. We should not be discussing those issues of morality up in Capitol Hill. We should not. Those things should be out of there. And we as a society should be deciding that amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Of, what's right from wrong. Not the government deciding what's right from wrong. That is a very dangerous position to be in as a country when you start letting your government dictate what's right and wrong. Very dangerous.
Exactly. Like government should not. Yeah, they shouldn't be like ordering or telling you what's moral or exactly what's right or wrong. Like they have what they're supposed to do, which is protect us from I don't know, actually.
Here's what the government.
I'm for smaller government, as you can tell.
Here's what the government should be responsible for, and I don't know who quoted this, but I heard this one time from somebody. You know what the government should be responsible for? Building roads and bridges, infrastructure.
Yeah.
And defending our country. That is literally what the government should be responsible for, and of course, protecting its citizens from basic moral issues like people who murder, people who steal, basic moral things, which you might be wondering, well, how do we know those things are moral? It's crazy. The whole moral issue of murdering somebody is wrong. You know where that comes from? It comes from the 10 Commandments.
Yep. It is.
From the beginning of time, way, way back. These moral issues are based on Christian principles.
Yeah, it is. Because it's wrong to murder, but where did they come up with that if it wasn't the
exactly
the Christian Bible? Why is it wrong to murder? Did someone just write it up and think it's wrong one day?
Where did we come up with that? You can't just say, we just came up with it. No. The human race is stupid.
Yeah.
Us humans are retarded and we need assistance.
Yeah.
So obviously we were given that assistance of, you should not do that.
Yeah.
You should not kill one another. That's
Well,
wrong.
I mean, it's especially our government too. I mean, there's a lot like with murder, but like, because our country was, our founding fathers were believers, so like they relied heavily on like the Bible and what the God says when they were starting the country.
Why do you think the country stood for so long?
Exactly, and like, especially for, like with that, because like before our country, before like, say the U.S. when it was ran by the the Native Americans and all them, like they didn't. They have their moral compass, but like they were raping, pillaging villages left and right, like that's just their society. So it's not like I don't know, it's so like what our government, what our laws, it obviously came from something, which is the Bible.
Came from a greater entity, something that's smarter than us, something that's bigger than us,
because humans alone can't decide what's right from wrong by themselves.
No,
I mean, if we're left to our own devices, we're
evil. We're evil in our own. Exactly. We're sinful. We're born into a sinful nature. It comes from Scripture. We're born into a sinful world, sinful nature. Our flesh desires to do things that are not good.
Exactly.
And that's why we're in need of a Savior. We're in need of Jesus, and Jesus transforms our lives, and that helps us decide what's right from wrong.
Exactly. Because naturally, I mean, we're just some territorial,
greedy,
very prideful, just
lustful
people. Mm-hmm. So we need that structure.
Exactly.
And just, I don't know, just the moral compass.
If you throw religion out the window, you're like, I don't want to believe in God, I'm an atheist. Well, what is the point of having a moral compass?
Yeah.
Why would you even need a moral compass? You don't believe in anything. Why do you say, "Oh yeah, killing is wrong"? It comes from something else. You didn't just come up with that on your own. You didn't decide yourself.
Yeah.
That killing somebody was wrong.
Yeah, and bro, like with these atheists, like if there's nothing at the end, like there's nothing to life, like there's no point, then why be moral? Like why be a good person?
Yeah, why
like,
be a good person? Exactly.
But I mean, there's like obviously outside of the law, you can't do that. But there's something that's shaped our culture and like just instilled in us, like for some reason it's wrong. Like you ever get that, like this, they say like that inner voice, which is really like, or your conscience telling you not to do something. That's I believe that's either one God or like the Holy Spirit. If you, I mean, we go down that rabbit hole, but there's obviously like, I don't know.
But we know the moral compass.
Yeah.
And Satanism is absolutely against that moral compass. And I always laugh at Satanists. I think it's funny. They're like, "Oh, hell Satan." I'm like, okay. Satanists are against Christianity. They hate Christians. They hate God. I'm like, Satanism couldn't exist without God. Like, the reason you have Satanism is because of God. Like, Satan, like, was created by God.
Yeah.
That was first Lucifer, and then, fallen angel, and the rest of the story. Yeah. God created Satan. So, the God you hate so much, and the God you desire so much to rebel against. I don't understand your point.
Yeah.
I don't understand what you're doing. And also, you're stupid because Satan does not desire to be worshipped. That's not Satan's goal. Satan does not want to be glorified. No, Satan's goal is just to get you away from God and get you to go to hell. That's Satan's goal. That's all he cares about. Yeah. As long as he gets you far away from God, he's done his job. He doesn't care about anything else. Yep. And also, Satanism is a form of selfishness. Satanism is all about me. Remember when we talked about several episodes ago, wokeism being a religion? It's right there in front of your eyes. It's Satanism. It's wokeism. It's a highly individualistic religion. It's all about me. It's all about me. It's all about me, 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 me. My feelings need to be justified. I need to feel good about myself. And no matter what it takes for me to feel good about myself, I will take that matter into my own hands for me to feel good.
Yeah.
That is Satanism. And the whole 666, it stands for man replacing God. Man is now its own God. Man dictates what's right from wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And we're giving the power to man to dictate what's right from wrong. Look at it. Look at the government, not just the U.S. government. Look at the government in Canada. They're dictating what's right from wrong. Now, if you're against transing the kids, your kid can be taken away by Child Protective Services in Canada simply because you don't agree with the transgender ideology. That's the government deciding what's right and wrong for you, right there.
Yeah,
incredibly dangerous.
I agree. Also, I hear like the Satanists, they say they don't worship Satan. But like whenever you're,
why do you say hell Satan?
Exactly.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Or, ripping up the Bible and stuff. Like that's
I got a clip I want to show you. Speaking about ripping up the Bible. This is I'm sure I keep dropping my freaking phone. This is this clip made made its rounds around social media of at Satancon, and it's so funny because like they like really try to make it this religious thing, like the dude. I guess I don't know if he's the priest of Satanic Temple or whatever. He's like kind of wearing a robe and stuff. They got a pulpit and everything. Like it's so like like religious oriented. Like it's so stupid, bro. I'm like, this looks boring as crap already as it is. It looks boring. And people are just making fools of themselves. Here we go.
And destroy their symbols of oppression.
Symbols of oppression. She's saying hell Satan. You don't worship Satan, but you're saying hell Satan as you're ripping the Bible? Like what? Oh. Yeah, you're doing a lot of damage to Christianity. Oh, that hurts. Oh,
that hurts.
Stop. Oh,
yeah.
Stop. Oh, stop. Oh, look at this is an American flag right here that they're doing this to.
Wow.
We must build a community outside of the virtual.
They're ripping up an American flag with it's the blue American flag that represents the police.
Yeah,
they're ripping that up.
That's totally what the blue represents.
Yeah. And Satan, they want to say, well, and then leftists love to say, you got to keep religion and politics separated. Really? I mean, the Satanists really want to be recognized as a religion, and yet they're, outspoken about their political beliefs. Mm-hmm. But it's okay. It's only okay when leftists do it. If you're a leftist, you could, like I said, you could do whatever the hell you want. Back to this Family Guy clip that I mentioned, guys. This is the whole principle behind the left.
No porn at the bar.
Oh, it's okay. I'm transgender.
Oh, I had no idea. Do whatever you want all the time.
That right there is crazy leftist summed up in this short video. You can do whatever the hell you want, even if it's contradicting to what you say. You can do whatever you want. You want to shoot up Christian kids and you're trans? You're good. You know what's crazy? Trans have more rights in America than any other human being.
I think so.
They have more rights. They are allowed to get away with whatever the hell they want. They can shoot up an elementary school and be seen as a victim.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, and by the way, with the video we just showed about Satancon, they're ripping up the Bible. They're ripping up, obviously, the Holy Bible, which is, the Christian Bible. I wonder what would happen if they ripped the Quran. But why didn't they do that?
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that would happen. Or actually one thing that would happen. Is they would probably do that, and then in the next 24 hours, you'd see a major breaking news that 50 people got absolutely obliterated by a suicide bomber at Satancon.
Oh my God.
Or next year's Satancon, you'd have a suicide bomber obliterating 50 people at Satancon. Because that's how serious. Not all Muslims are like that, but a lot of Muslims take it very seriously. I wonder what would happen if you did that. I wonder what happened if you did that in a Middle Eastern country.
Oh, why does...
You'd be arrested and put in, you don't even be arrested. You'd be executed on the spot.
Yeah.
By not even the government. You'd be executed by its own people.
Why is the Christian faith always attacked more than like the Muslims? When Muslims because Christians are attacked for not liking, for hating the gays, and for for abortion and stuff. Why don't they attack Muslim faith? I'm pretty sure they don't think homosexuality is good.
Newsflash. In Middle Eastern countries where Muslim is the prominent religion, homosexuality and transgender, all that freaking crap, all that garbage, you're executed for it in those countries. So you don't even get put in jail. Some instances you're just flat out killed.
So why is it only Christianity getting attacked? It's wild. Like I've always thought that never hear anything about like Muslims, how it's oppressive, and
I think because people know that it's Satan at work, bro. That's the truth. That's the only way. Yep. It is the only way. That's the only road to God. And they want to remove that road. That's it. They want to attack it the hardest because it's the only road.
Yeah,
it's the only one.
That makes sense. Yeah, because I mean,
there's no other explanation.
Yeah, because all these other religions are just nothing really. They're just branches off, or like
they're branched off. They're just different iterations of Christianity. It's all it is.
Yeah,
like Buddhism is like, just be a good person. That's also in Christianity. That's cool. Like that comes from Christianity.
Yeah,
to be the best person you can possibly be.
Exactly. But I saw this clip that this guy, he was trying to make the case that like, you know how like when Jesus first pops up in the Bible, how like he pops up at a young age and then it skips time. It skips a while, like till he's like 30-ish. Mm-hmm. You know how it skips that time. This dude was trying to make the case that during that time where you don't hear about it, that he went and explored. Like he went to learn like meditation and Buddhism and all this other stuff to help him like
where'd you
meditate and all this stuff.
Where'd you get that information from?
It was funny, bro.
Where'd you get that information from? MSNBC?
Something.
CNN?
Yeah, bro.
Is that your sources?
I was like, I don't know if that's true. Like,
no.
If you actually like read what it says, he specifically like teaches against those types of things.
Yeah.
Like these false, like
false teachers.
Yeah, these false teachers. Yeah. I was like, bro, what? Mm-hmm. It's scary. Like,
and it's scary because so when you have Satanists, like they're pushing, they love the LGBTQ community. They love abortion. They want abortion to be a part of a ritual. They want it to be a religious rite. In Satanism, murdering children. I'm gonna start my own religion that says it's anti-trans, and I'm gonna go start. We're gonna go start killing trans, and I'm gonna say, guys, it's a religious rite. It's part of our religion to kill trans. Sorry, God, it's a religious rite. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Well, neither does Satanism having the right to kill babies. Yeah. It's the same. It's the equivalent. It's both murder.
Bro, I'm gonna find this clip. It just popped up last night. This dude, I don't know if you heard of Tim Pool. He has a podcast, but he's kind of political and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But he talks about like current stuff. But he owns this dude on abortion. It's so good. I need to find it, but it's crazy.
Here's the thing. When it comes to abortion, like people get so passionate about it, and they're like, "It's the woman's choice. It's the woman's choice." Like, you can if you consented to sex, okay. In the very first episode, we did talk about rape and stuff, but if you consented to this sex, you knew the risks of your sexual actions. You know that having sex results in a chance of being pregnant. Okay. It's something called science, since, the Democrats are the party of science. That's a part of the science of having sex is you have the possibility of being pregnant. It just boils down that people don't want to be held responsible for their sexual actions. They just don't want to be held responsible. They want the easy way out. And the other sad thing is that, statistics show that like 85% of abortions are due to an unwanted pregnancy. That's literally what it is. They just don't want it. It's just unwanted. I just don't want to have it. I don't want to have kids. Yeah, but you consented to having sex if you did consent. And you're now, pregnant, and that's another body inside of you. Yeah, my body, my choice. Yeah, there's another body that's growing, and you might say clump of cells. It's a clump of cells. Well, you were a clump of cells at one point. Same thing. You could still be you're still a clump of cells now. Your body's made up of cells. So can I kill you since you're a clump of cells right now? Can I abort you? Can I abort you at your time right now? I could just call it super late term abortion. You know what else is crazy? Is that if you murder a pregnant mother, it's considered a double homicide. So by the government, it's recognizing that the body inside of the woman is actually a living thing. It's considered a human because it's considered a double homicide. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right, I found this video. This is from Tim Dillon on his podcast. Check this out.
That the moment after the child is outside of the birth canal, that they are now endowed with human rights.
Yes.
However, when they are inside of the mother, literally anything you do to them is acceptable because they're inside of the mother.
Oh, no, I don't think anything is acceptable, but I think the mother should still have the choice, ultimate authority over what happens to her body.
But there's a child inside of her body.
Hold on. What about meth?
Should she be allowed to do meth?
Yeah.
I think if someone is doing meth while they're pregnant, that it is completely acceptable for something like, I don't know what the name of the services in the United States.
Child services?
I guess CFS would be...
It's her body, though.
Yeah, it's her body.
If she wants to do meth, what's the big deal?
The big deal is that she's intentionally trying to kill a child.
Hold on there, man.
Oh, my, pause that real quick. Is this guy, how stupid is this guy? Like, seriously, this guy's a complete dumb donkey. I almost said it. A complete dumb donkey is what he is. He's intentionally trying to kill a child. What the hell is abortion then? Are you serious right now? Oh my God. Oh my God. That is probably the stupidest person I've ever heard on the internet. Keep playing that clip. That is the stupidest person I've ever heard in my entire life. Like I physically feel like I lost 5 brain cells just listening to that right now.
I'm gonna rewind it. Let's watch it again.
It's her body, though.
Yeah, it's her body.
If she wants to do meth, what's the big deal?
The big deal is that she's intentionally trying to kill a child.
Hold on there a minute.
Yeah, and I see where we're going.
I don't understand what you're saying. It's her body.
It's her
if
body.
She wants to do meth. What's the problem?
Well, first off, doing meth is illegal, period. Doesn't matter if you're doing it.
You believe that the moment after the child is outside of the birth canal.
Yeah, meth is illegal. But smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol is not, which also harms the baby while the woman's pregnant.
Yeah.
Trejo, you can go ahead and give me your thoughts on that video while I look up, the dangers of doing that stuff while Brett being pregnant.
Bro, it was so funny. I first saw that, I was like, oh my God, bro. That's like the hardest I've seen someone get dunked on. Like you can see the moment where he's like, right when it came out of his lips, but you're intentionally trying to kill the baby. He knew. He's like, it's so funny, bro.
Bro, the logic, the logic of liberals. Like I told the trailer, like I said it a couple episodes ago. I'm like, bro, I'm convinced. Like liberals are like not all, but a large majority of liberals are absolutely retarded. It is beyond me.
Yeah.
Like that clip right there, I'm like, you literally just contradicted yourself.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Like you literally just owned your own self.
Exactly.
Like the dude that's questioning him, like he's not even insulting him or anything. He's just debating. I'm like, he's just speaking logic. He's just like comparing the two. He's
it's
like,
not even
just
like
the same thing as this. Like, I don't understand what you're saying.
It's not even like a super insightful question. It was just like this is basic, and then
It's called using your brain. It's called using your head. It's called thinking for once.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. It's not difficult.
And he ran straight into that one, bro. That was gold.
So here's the dangers of drinking and smoking cigarettes while being pregnant. Those two things are not illegal. Alcohol is legal. You're allowed to drink alcohol if you're over 21, and you're allowed to smoke once you hit 18. I think that's the age for smoking,
He's
right?
21 now.
Is it 21
At
now?
least in our state.
Okay, at least in our state, it's 21. Anyways, those things are perfectly legal to do. They're not illegal substances, tobacco and alcohol. Well, here's part of the dangers of doing that while you're pregnant. Prenatal exposure to smoking and alcohol increases the risk of sudden infant death syndrome, which is abbreviated for SIDS. Psychological changes associated with these exposures are not well studied. Full-term infants were tested within the first 3 days of life. So yeah, there is a risk of sudden infant death syndrome. So your baby just dying because of its exposure to tobacco and alcohol, which are two legal substances that people are allowed to use. So he's like, meth is illegal. Yeah, whatever. Meth, yeah, it is illegal. And, she gets the pregnant mother gets a hold of it, whatever. You want to use the argument, yeah, but meth is illegal. Yeah, but tobacco and alcohol are not. And then same thing. You can still, your child can still die after being exposed to that while being in the womb.
But also, like, why is there, like, a bunch of precautions? Like, you see, like, don't do this if you're pregnant. Like, roller coasters, you can't ride if you're pregnant. You can't go skydiving if you're pregnant.
I thought they didn't have human rights. I thought they were considered human. They're just a clump of cells.
Yeah.
Whatever inside your body,
so
doesn't matter.
Why is there a bunch of rules protecting the pregnant mother and the clump of cells in them? They can't go skydiving. There's a lot of stuff pregnant women can't do. Women, I'm not going to say pregnant people either.
Yeah,
pregnant women. Because only women can get pregnant.
Because only women can get pregnant. Pregnant people, shut the hell up. You sound like a complete dumb donkey when you say, stop saying pregnant women. It's pregnant people. You have to be inclusive. Shut up. Like, if I'm a male, biological male, it's never going to change. I don't have ovaries. Where's the baby going to come out? My butthole? My urethra? No.
I hope
because I can't physically get pregnant. The only thing I can do is impregnate.
Yes.
That's my role as a biological human. My role is to impregnate, not be pregnant.
Yep. Oh.
And there's only two types of chromosomes, XX and XY. That is it. If there's another kind, please enlighten me. But as far as we know, scientifically, it's XX and XY.
Amen, brother. That's it.
Oh, my God.
Well, I guess moving on. So if you're on Twitter or I think TikTok, they've been popping up. There's there's two of them I know of. There's these two dudes, these two little boys that they've came out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. They popped up on my TikTok quite a bit.
Yeah, out of nowhere of them. It's just them regurgitating all this leftist liberal, slogans and everything they say. It's like their script, which they probably did get a script. But these dudes, they came out of nowhere. They're, obviously on the left, but they're out here claiming Joe Biden has done a great country. He's done so good for us, so we're gonna vote him back in. It's our duty to get him back in office because he's done such a great job with his term.
In what universe? In what universe has this man done good? We just talked about in the last episode. He wants to finish the job. Yeah, he wants to finish destroying us. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
We talked about all the facts last week of the comparison between inflation. How much I'm paying of interest rate on my freaking house? 7.1%. It's so good.
He's doing a great job.
Oh, it's glorious.
He's doing an amazing job.
The only good thing that Joe Biden has done is just have a diverse cabinet, a diverse cabinet of stupid people.
Mm-hmm.
Just based on their attributes. Like Karine Jean-Pierre, the only reason why she has that job is because she's a queer.
And black.
Okay. She's black and queer.
She checked both the boxes.
Yeah, exactly.
So these boys pop up out of nowhere. I don't want to name them just because it's stupid. But they start popping up. People are like, "What the heck?" Like they came out of nowhere. They have let me see. They have hundreds of thousands of followers. So, I mean, if you never heard of them and then you see them pop up, the internet's big. It can happen. Mm-hmm. But some people have done some research and they found out that this media group that they're managed by, that they have in their bios, received some pretty big donations from the DNC. You don't know what that is? That's the Democratic, party.
The Democratic National Convention.
Yep, that's them. They sent money to this media company that manages these two guys that are saying all this left liberal stuff. So they got exposed, they try to tweet that they're not paid by whatever, and then good old Twitter, thank you Elon Musk, is fact checking them, saying that Joe Biden has his campaign team has they started this thing where they're trying to reach out to the influencers and trying to get them to spread their religion.
Yeah, to kind of get everybody in a way vote for Joe Biden, guys. You guys vote for Joe. Yeah.
They're trying to get all these influential people to get Gen Z to vote.
Yeah.
So they're exposed, and then this beautiful clip came on Twitter by it's from the Tim Dillon podcast. Another Tim, different Tim though, and it just watch this. They talk for themselves.
It's bad.
Here.
To be honest, it's actually really hard in this space, right? We have 45 seconds to record a video, keep people's attention. And a lot of the people on our side, if they start hearing, I've actually done it before. I've criticized Democrats, specifically Hakeem Jeffries, and it all just went south. I started losing followers. It's bad, right? And I really want to be that person that reaches the other side, because Democrats, they're horrible at their jobs, right? They do a lot of shitty things, although I'll vote for them all the time. But it's also hard in the space to criticize them.
That's good. Can we clip that quote? They're horrible
Please
at their
don't.
jobs.
Please don't clip that.
Please don't clip that.
It's actually really hard in this space.
So, they just expose themselves.
Please don't clip that.
Clip that.
They're bro, you think that's not gonna happen? You just please don't clip that. Oh, the internet's gonna be oh yeah, we are.
And for sure,
yes, we are.
This clip has 1 million views already. So,
bro, what an idiot, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, they do a lot of crappy things, but I'm still gonna vote for him anyways. They're making me pay twice the amount or more than twice the amount for eggs, and I'm paying twice the amount for gas, and the economy really sucks. I'm living my living situation sucks a lot more, but I'm gonna vote for him anyways. What?
Bro, that's like that. They're all bots, bro. They're
robots.
Exactly, they're scripted. It's like when you're coding a computer, they just get typed code into them. You gotta say this thing,
bro. They're
this way.
They're programmed. They're freaking programmed. They're so brainwashed. Like I said, they're zombified, bro. They're zombies. They're they can't think for themselves. They're just leftist, communist, communist, hell, leftist, communist, hell, Satan. That's literally. That's literally
burn
leftism.
America down.
Death to America. Yeah, that's a lot of Democrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a lot of crappy things, but I'll still vote for them anyways. Yeah, guys, can we clip that? No. Please don't clip that.
But I wonder how like if they've like gone down in like followers and stuff.
Bro, you know people are clowning on them. You know what's crazy is that I go on TikTok and I see all these like leftist, some woke TikToks, as people like to call them, woke TikToks. Bro, I go in the comment section, bro, and they're getting clowned on, dude. Like, consistently clowned on. Like, by the majority of the comments are just them getting freaking roasted, dude. Like, people are just making fun of them. People are like, you're stupid. And I'm like, there's no way that the majority of America wants wokeism to move forward. There's no way. It's a very small percentage. And, unfortunately, the media is just the media is woke, so they make it seem like it's the overwhelming majority of America that wants to move that way. They don't. Mm-hmm. You can just clearly go to social media and see it. You can go to TikTok. I've seen it on Twitter too. People are just getting trashed on. Yeah. Liberals, specifically, they're just getting absolutely roasted over and over and over again. Of them getting told like, yeah, you're stupid. We don't want this. Get out of here. Mm-hmm. Get this crap out of here.
Yeah, bro, I believe that. I believe like it's hard for me to believe that like a lot like the majority of Americans want this extreme wokeism to go into effect. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because where we live, but I don't like. People just want to like live their lives. They want to have a good stable job. They want to provide for their family, pay their bills, go vacation every once in a while. They don't want to be and they want to do that at an affordable cost. Mm-hmm. They don't want, they also don't want it to be dangerous wherever they go. Like, because a lot of these big cities that people travel to or they go tourist to, bro, a lot of them are liberal.
My mom wants to go to. My mom's like, told my dad, it's like, because obviously they're empty nesters now, because I'm the only child. Mm-hmm. They're empty nesters now, and sometimes they want to travel, and they've built their, I guess they've built their wealth. They've done a good job. Like, mm-hmm. They've gotten several like rent properties, and not several, but they're working on it. I think they got like 3 now, I think, total of rent properties that they're moving forward on and trying to create wealth for themselves, and so they don't have to work as hard. But obviously it's going to open more window for them to travel. My mom desires to travel and know big cities in America. My mom's like, I want to go to Chicago. My dad's like, the hell we are going to Chicago. What the hell's wrong with you? And I told my mom the same thing too. I was like, the hell you are? Yeah. No, you ain't. You ain't going to Chicago. I'm like, have you not watched the news? Mm-hmm. And I love my mom, but one thing that she's currently struggling with is that like she's one of those people like, the news exaggerates or whatever. I'm like, it's not even like obviously CNN and MSNBC are not reporting. They're not reporting all the stuff that's happening in Chicago. They're not going to report because it goes against their narrative. But like, it's actually happening. There's evidence. There's clips on TikTok. That's why they want to ban TikTok, because they don't want people seeing the truth of what's actually happening in those cities. There's 4 Walmarts that closed in just the most recent weeks because of the looting. Chicago is a dangerous city. Yeah. It's a freaking war zone. It's one of the most dangerous cities in all of America. I told my parents, hell no, you're not going to Chicago. What is wrong with you? Yeah, and it's sad, like back to what I was saying, like, and a lot of people want to travel to those, like your mom. That's a great example. But, all these like beautiful cities are being run to the ground by these freaking liberal. Yeah, these liberals, all of them. Yeah, because they're and crime's going through the roof. Mm-hmm. Drugs. There's no accountability. Yes, zero. And if you hold people accountable, you're racist. Yeah, exactly. So it's just hard for me to believe that, people are seeing what's happening to the country and think it's going in the right direction. There's no way. It's only you are brainwashed. Yes. You are absolutely brainwashed if you think that the country's heading in the right direction. Yeah. You're stupid. Seriously. Like I know it's the people might think that's just rude and demeaning, and I'm being honest, like you're stupid. Yeah. Like you don't think for yourself. You don't use your brain. You just everything at face value. You're like I said. You're zombified. You're a zombie. You're like You're like your mind is in control of like, I must only vote Democrat. I must only vote Democrat. I must only vote Democrat.
Yeah. Hey, bro, like just
do some research, man.
Yes.
I think we should shoot for it next week. In the next 2 weeks, let's shoot for it. We got a dear friend of ours and a coworker of ours, who he is from Paraguay originally, and obviously he moved to the States. Very fluent in Spanish. You know, he's Latino. He spent a lot of his time in Florida. Actually, a good majority of his life in Florida.
Yeah.
In Miami and all those, Fort Lauderdale and all those areas, which actually tend to be super, super blue. He was a Obama, voting Democrat. He was a Democrat. And then he did his own research and found out that, Democrats are absolutely crazy. Heck no.
Yeah.
And became very much a conservative. He's like a complete 180. And we're gonna bring him on the show in the next 2 weeks. I think it's time we need to bring him on. We want to bring him on, and we need to get him on the show. And that episode is just gonna be informing y'all of like, this is an example of somebody who used to vote Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have, think of, that Obama, and a lot of people thought Obama was going to do a lot for the minorities. He didn't do crap. So obviously, people were deceived during that time with the Obama administration, and then he didn't do crap. And then kind of want to show you kind of what happened and how he did his research and how he ended up turning conservative, and now why he's a conservative now and why he's firmly standing on that belief. So yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. We're going to do that pretty soon. But yeah, that's an example of somebody doing their own research. We want to give you guys that information of how you can do your own research and, kind of how the unfolding events happened and how, it all happened.
Yeah, bro. That'd be good, like, for people to hear. Because, I mean, it's real. Like, even, like, now, like, I know I've seen, like, people that have been liberal their whole life are starting to, like disassociate with
even you
with the
said,
Liberal Party now.
You said even just a couple years ago you kind of didn't know where you were at.
Yeah, like obviously, I did not do my research, but also my whole family is Democrat, like my mom's side at least. My mom, I'm pretty sure she is.
Your dad hasn't really cared.
Yeah, he does.
He hasn't.
He's
really,
like me.
He is I really don't care. But then ever since he got that letter from that representative or the Republican whip, and he read that letter, I think it kind of opened his eyes a little bit. And he's like, "Wow, this is actually happening."
Yeah, well, once it started coming for the kids, that's when it opened his eyes, and I think that goes for a lot of people. Like once because that's what the Democrats are very good at. They own the media. They own Hollywood.
They're like, it's not, guys, like...
They own the culture.
Yeah.
They own the culture. So, you're obviously not going to hear all the bad things that they're doing.
And the gaslighting, too. They'll make it seem like, it's not that bad. You guys are exaggerating. Yeah. Like, it's not... and even, like, my mom's the same way. Like, here's the thing. My mom is, in her belief, she's highly conservative. She's an immigrant. She was not born in the U.S. She's a naturalized citizen. But she is conservative. But she's still, like, you guys are exaggerating. Like, it's not that bad. And I'm like, it's here. They are coming for the kids. They're actively trying to indoctrinate the next generation.
Yep.
It's here. It's not coming. It's here in front of your eyes.
And I think people on both sides are blind to it. Like the more moderate Democrats. Like I believe my grandparents, because they grew up in a different time as us. So like that's when the Democrat Party was way different. But I don't know if they're educated on what they're doing now, or if they're even staying up to it, or maybe they should agree with it. But a lot of moderate Democrats are like, no, this is too far. This is like they're in their own bubble, they're in their own world doing all this stuff. And I think the tide's gonna change coming up. I feel like it's gonna come pretty soon.
You think it's gonna shift back to the other side?
I hope so.
I think so too. Just with the whole kids thing, like you want a quick way to unite America. At least unite the majority of America.
Mm-hmm.
Is all the parents, and all the nuclear families. That is a way to unite.
Yeah,
because a lot of these Gen Z liberals, they're not married. They're all, the majority of all, single, or they're in a homosexual relationship, or transgender relationship, whatever the hell they're doing. But the nuclear family, mom and dad and kids, majority of America. You want to unite them all? That is exactly the way to do it. Come after their kids.
Yeah, it's true, and they're coming for the kids. They're coming for, bro. They're just doing all these socialist, communist tactics that you read of. Like if you look, I say this a lot. If you look at the communist tactics of how to take over a country, that's what's happening right now. A lot of it is.
Starts with the children.
Yeah. Yep.
Starts with the young people. Starts with the next generation.
Yeah. So that's why we do this show. Like, if we could inform somebody, at least one person, of what's going on, and like,
that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And we've done it. We've accomplished it with more than one people. With more than one person. Yeah. I've had people come up to me at church that listen to our show, and they're like, "Man, I didn't know this was going on. Like, I learned that because of your show, and I don't watch the news. I just listen to y'all to kind of find out what's going on in the world, and keep myself informed. That's all this show is about. It's just helping you guys do your own research. Once again, stop taking everything at face value. Stop it.
Don't even take us at face value. Like, do your research.
Yeah, that's why I say some things. I'm like, don't quote me on this because I don't know if I'm 100% correct, but I've heard it from somewhere.
We're humans too. We're not gonna get everything correct, and
we'll make
try our
mistakes,
best.
And we'll miss it sometimes, but you need to dig in. You need to do your own research. Stop taking everything at face value.
Yep, and I think that's how most people, like, their eyes are opened from, like, whatever they're deceived from. Is you just gotta do your own research, and I think that's why a bunch of these liberals are trying to they're trying to change basic rules and things we've lived with for
it's good
our entire existence.
It's good versus evil, guys.
Yeah.
2024. It's not even a vote of politics. It's a vote of good versus evil, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's completely changed. It is a vote of what are your moral beliefs? That's what people are voting on. At least that's what liberals vote on. They don't vote on policy. They vote on feelings.
Yeah.
They don't care if inflation is 55%. As long as they get to, as long as Susan gets to scissor Karen, 55% inflation is incredible. It's good. That's literally, oh my God. That's literally liberals right there. You laugh, and you're like, it's funny, but it's like that's how liberals truly are. I don't care if they're paying 25% interest rate on their house. As long as they get to teach your kids about homosexuality and transgenderism in the classroom, that's A-okay for them.
What else
don't clip that, guys. Please don't clip that.
What else we also need to realize is the people, like us, the population has the control. Like, we have, like, the Constitution. It starts with we the people. The people are who's in charge in this country, not the people in Washington, not these political people. They're not in charge. It's the population. What I was saying is, the Constitution was written we the people in mind. So what our founding fathers is, what they had was, the population of the countries, the ones in charge. We determine who, is elected, who's going up.
Those people work for us.
Yeah, they work for us.
When we elect somebody, we're hiring you.
Yes.
To do a job for us. Not Joe Biden works for us.
Yeah.
We don't work for Joe Biden. Joe Biden works for us.
Yeah.
You suck at your job, you're fired. Get out.
Yeah.
You're freaking ruining our our way of living. Get out of here.
And so when they're passing these bills or sending these packages without even our consent, that's unconstitutional from the jump. And also, it's just we need to like realize, like left or right, you need to realize that these political leaders are in it for themselves.
Oh yeah,
a lot of them are in it for themselves.
Yeah,
and they use like this. This is a great example. What happened with this homeless man? Did you hear that the homeless man that died in the subway in New York?
Like another one?
Yeah,
like just recently.
Yeah, like
I didn't hear about
it's big. It's big. But these political leaders are trying to. First of all, he was arrested over 40 times and let out. He was like, he's mentally unstable, you know. But
you figured after being arrested, like after the third, fourth time, you're like, bro.
But these political people are using it as to get political gains. Like they're using this death of this man, kind of what they did with George Floyd. They're trying to make it another George Floyd.
Oh my god!
And trying to because I guess he was like a street performer too.
Is he black?
Yeah, he's black. Yeah. But he was obviously a street performer. But so they're like, you know, they're ignoring like his over 40 arrests, his criminal history. They're ignoring that, but they're saying like, look, he's a great person. He made everybody happy. But no, these politicians are doing is they're trying to get everybody riled up, saying that it was racially motivated, you know, but instead of, you know, going to what the actual problem was, but they're trying to get us all riled up, trying to get political gains for themselves.
That's why I love Morgan Freeman's whole thing. I was like, how do we get rid of racism? Yeah, we stopped talking about it.
Yeah.
You're going to stop calling me a black man, and I'm going to stop calling you a white man. That's what Morgan Freeman said, and that is the most perfect example to get rid of racism. And there's another interview with him and Don Lemon, and Don Lemon's asking Morgan Freeman like, "Hey, is there you know, do you think race has something to do with you know black people not being able to like make it in the world?" And Morgan Freeman's like, "No, that's bull." He said the word, you know. He said, "No, that's bull crap. That's complete horse crap." And Don Lemon's like, "How?" It's like, you and me sitting here. You and me sitting here is proof. Like you and I being in here is proof that race has nothing to do with success in America. Because you and I are sitting here right now. Look at the NBA. Look at the NFL.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at all these blacks, all these black Americans making millions of dollars.
If a black person can own a gun, then that just proves it right there. Because like whenever like the slaves were freed, because guns are big in this country. If you can have a gun, I mean that's the Second Amendment. It's very important. So if they can have a gun, then that should prove that like there's equality now, I guess.
Yeah,
like because
now obviously there was a period of time when Jim Crow laws, like after this, like it wasn't, and after slavery, there was a lot of time where it was wrong, like the way black people were treated was wrong, and we were judging people based on the color of the skin. And then Martin Luther King came around. He's like, you know, I dream of a world, you know, I have a dream that one day we won't judge, that there will be we'll judge ourselves based on our character, not the color of our skin.
Yeah.
If Martin Luther King were to be alive today, he would absolutely be upset at what's happening. He would
still talking about it.
He'd be like, "What is wrong with you? Did you guys like just not understand what I was trying to say? Like again, we're judging people by the color of the skin. You want to argue and say, no, we're not really. We're trying to teach little kids in school that if you're white, you're automatically the oppressor.
Yeah."
You're judging people based on their color of the skin. You're saying somebody's an oppressor simply because they're white.
Yep.
And somebody's oppressed simply because they're dark complected.
Yep.
That's judging people by the color of their skin.
Yep. And
we've gotten nowhere actually.
And if America is so oppressive to the black community, then why can't they get guns? Why would you arm your enemy that you oppress? Why would you arm them?
Yeah.
Because it's not anymore.
And the Constitution the Second Amendment is not written for hunting and sporting purposes. It was written to defend yourself, from criminals and crazy people. But ultimately, the Second Amendment was written to remove a tyrannical government if necessary.
And that's why we need to, left or right, we need to stop listening to all these politicians.
And good politicians need to start embracing that. Like, Second Amendment it's not for just defending yourself and hunting and all that. It's meant to take out a tyrannical government if it needs to happen.
Yeah.
That's what it's there for.
Mm-hmm. I saw this great clip. Like, people like argue, they like for the argument against the tyrannical government, like AR-15s and these guns won't do anything against, like, because the military has, their bombs, their planes, and all that stuff. You can't do nothing against a drone strike. Yeah, then why did we have to pull out of Afghanistan? Why did the Taliban kick our butt for so long?
Yeah,
they just got AKs and RPGs.
Yeah.
So,
and you really think if the Civil War did break out in the U.S., you really think that the military, the 100% of the military would be on the government side? No. Mm-mm. Good luck with that one.
Yeah.
You may have some that do stick with the government, but I bet you an overwhelming majority, because the left like to say that the military is conservative. That's all the conservative. The majority is conservative. Yeah, see how well it goes for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You'll be removed pretty fast.
Yeah. So, what I've gotten out of this week, stop trusting politicians.
Yeah.
They're just there, like, I don't know, it opened my eyes. Like, they're just there to rile us up, make political gains for themselves. Like, they don't really care. I believe a lot of them don't really care.
A lot of them
about
don't. There's very
serving.
few that do. And Donald Trump, I'm convinced that he actually cares. Because why else would he be trying so hard? He's got everything he wants. He's a billionaire.
That's true.
He's got all this money in the world. He don't have to run the country.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants to because he cares. He sees the direction that it's going.
Yeah.
He truly loves the country. Now, granted, some of the things he said, I'm like, okay, buddy, that's enough.
He's a loose cannon.
Somebody control him. Somebody get him off the stage now.
Yeah.
Somebody take his phone away, please.
Yeah.
But
that's what's
deep down inside of him, he truly cares about America.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Yeah. And, like, if there's a lot of these people that want to be president really shouldn't. Because if you want to have that job, you want to have the power, you're like, it's already kind of like you're going in there for the wrong reason.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the person that doesn't want to be president is probably the one that should. Because they, I feel like a lot of it, they want power. They want
gain.
It's all power
and financial
money. Yeah.
financial gain too.
Yep.
Donald Trump took zero payment throughout his 4 years of his presidency.
That should say something.
He worked as a president for free.
That's crazy.
I think legally he was supposed to take like a certain amount.
Yeah.
Or I think he might have donated all that money.
He probably donated the salary.
I think he donated the salary. I don't think he it just didn't say that. I think he donated because the salary is like $400,000. It's probably gone up since then. That's the last time I heard.
I feel like it should be more.
But the salary of the the person that runs the the country, Donald Trump doesn't need that. He doesn't need that finance. Yeah. Donald Trump is not he's not a politician for financial gain. If you think he's a politician for financial gain, you're stupid because he does not need money.
He made billions before he even ran.
And Elon Musk, same thing. I think he truly cares about freedom of speech because he's the richest man on the planet, pretty much.
He didn't need to own Twitter.
He does not need to own Twitter. What does he need Twitter? He got everything he needs. But no, he cares about people having a voice.
He's sending people to space.
Yeah.
He could just focus on that his whole life, but no.
No, but he's like, you know what? People should be allowed to say whatever the hell they want.
It's so important in this country.
Yeah. We're the only beacon. That's why America's the beacon of freedom. We're the only country in the world where you're allowed to say whatever the hell you want and you won't be, arrested or.
We have the freedom to criticize our own government.
Yeah.
And we won't get punished.
Criticize others.
Yes. It's so important.
It is.
To our country.
Should gays and trans have the right to say whatever? They should have. They should have the right to say whatever the hell they want.
Yes.
We may think they're crazy, but we just combat that with the truth. And same thing. You might say, should Nazis have the right? Kanye West, should he have the right to say whatever the hell he wants? Yeah, for sure. He can say whatever the heck he wants. And we think it's crazy. But you might say, well, how do we combat that dangerous rhetoric? By the truth. By speaking the truth. That's how we combat those things.
Yep.
By allowing everybody else to speak.
Not censoring and not shunning everybody. That just gets dangerous because once you start, you create that, that line of where you can't cross. You create the line, then you can start moving the line wherever you want. So might as well just not have it and just, let everybody combat, let everybody hear what they want, believe what you want. At the end of the day, you're allowed to. As long as you're not harming nobody or, it's not coming at the cost of somebody else's safety.
Yeah, for sure.
Then you're allowed to say and believe what you want.
Well, guys, that's pretty much all we have for today's show. I want to thank you so much for listening or watching us. And this is the place where we keep it 100.
The 100 Show, where we keep it 100.